Hi everyone, it's Simone Watson, and I want to talk about some of my goals and dreams and aspirations for 2019. So, my main goal in terms of writing, well, I don't know if you could call it a goal, but it's not measurable. I'm going to call it a goal. My main goal in terms of writing is to balance being honest with myself and being kind with myself. Being kind to myself, I mean. So, what I mean by this is as a writer, sometimes, we can set goals and not meet them. And for me, I often set really high goals and then I don't meet them and feel mad at myself. And so, when I say be kind to myself, I mean to not get mad at myself when I don't hit a certain goal, especially if being mad at myself is going to hinder me from writing, which it often does. So if I'm like, I didn't write enough yesterday, I'm going into today with this negative like attitude, and that's not helping me to write today because that's keeping me stuck in the past. And so being kind to myself is being like, okay, I didn't write yesterday, or I didn't write as many words as I wanted yesterday, but that's okay. I'm human. Sometimes things happen. Um, and the other side of that is being honest with myself. I don't know if it's other side because they're not really opposites. You can be both at the same time. But being honest with myself, what I mean by that is if I'm saying like I can't write because I'm tired, but in actuality, I can write. Sometimes you're tired and you need to rest, but sometimes you can write. And something I'm really trying to push past, and it's like a struggle every single day, and I don't always succeed in pushing past this, is the idea that I can't write a certain scene because it's not perfect yet in my head. I just have to like figure out everything about this scene before I write it, and that can be a huge hindrance because I'm sitting there staring at the screen not writing anything because I know it's not perfect in my head, and I feel like if I put it down, or sometimes I don't know everything about this scene, I don't know where it should end, I don't know this and that. But if I'm honest with myself about my process, I will understand that once I start writing a scene, it may not be good, but usually I can get something out of it, you know? And so the honesty of like saying like I know what it's like to, be disappointed in a scene, but I also know that even writing a little bit of it is better than nothing because that's how my process works is once I write a little bit of it, I might learn something, I might figure something out in my head and be like, oh, there, that's what I need to do next. And so to really just take the plunge and start writing stuff, even if I don't have every detail of it figured out, that's the best option for me in it. So I need to be honest with myself and not say, oh, I can't write it because blah, 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 blah. That's not true. So yeah, gotta be honest. And like I said, sometimes like I think I can't write, but I actually can. You know, I couldn't write yesterday because blah, 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 but I actually could have written yesterday. But also being kind because, like I said, things happen. You get tired sometimes. You're just human. And so much happened in November and December of 2018. Just a lot of things were happening, and it was hard. It was really hard to write, and I didn't really write very much. Um, and that's okay. It's in the past. It's a new year, and it's time to get it going. So I picture this year. I picture like a rocket ship. So it's time to launch. It's time to take off. A lot of that has to do um, with like God, and so I'm a Christian, so a lot has to do with like God launching me somewhere. So I'm excited. Um, yeah, so I would really like to get a book deal this year, and I feel like it's possible, and that is exciting and scary, knowing that it's possible and it's something that you've been like working toward for a while and dreaming of, and it feels attainable. And this feels attainable for a few different reasons. But like one reason is like people I know are getting book deals. Like people that I've interacted with who didn't have a book deal before are now getting book deals, and so it feels like, man, like I could do that too. Or people who at some point were at the same stage as me, like maybe they were querying when I was querying, and then they got an agent and a book deal. And so one thing to kind of focus on for that for me is to try not to feel like discouraged about that. Oh no, they're at this stage and I'm not at this stage, but to actually use it as fuel and be like, if they can do it, I can do it. So yeah, that's something I'm pretty excited about. Um, yeah, I'm not right now. I'm not gonna set a word count goal. I keep thinking like 200,000 words, but the reason I'm not setting a word count goal is because I'm currently doing revisions. And how do you know how many words you're writing when you do revision? I mean, technically you could count because I'm writing new scenes, but it's just like, bleh. It's easier for me to measure revisions by how many chapters I have because I know I need this number of new chapters. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I got that right amount of chapters. So, um, and knowing how close I am to getting through the whole book. So word count, I don't know. I don't really have a word count goal. But yeah, I want to do my best. So let's talk about reading goal. Well, brief note on YouTube goals. My main YouTube goal this year is not to go more than 7 days without posting a video. So that is it. So I'm gonna try to maybe do a once a week schedule for a while instead of 3 times a week because I'm going to be very busy. And let's talk real quick about me being very busy. Yay! I am planning to go to UX design boot camp because I now really want to be a UX designer, which is like a type of web design where you focus on like the practical aspects and what it is like to use a certain website or like other kind of product, but like what is it like to use this product, and you're trying to make it easy and um, possible and enjoyable for people to use this product. And so because of that boot camp, which will take a lot, well, it's only 9 weeks long, but because it's only 9 weeks long, you have to really, really put in a lot of hours during those 9 weeks because you really have to focus on that. And so my goal is to have a great time in that and learn a lot of things, but that affects my reading goal. So my reading goal, don't have a heart attack. My reading goal is 52 books. Okay. I know that last year I read, I don't know, but it was fewer than 12, I'm pretty sure. So it was fewer than 12. But I think having a reading goal is 52 books because here's one of the problems with me. Well, I don't know how to explain it actually, so maybe I shouldn't explain. It's like sometimes when I have a lot of options of books to read, I don't actually read any of them because I just feel so like kind of overwhelmed, and especially when I have books that like I have to read because I requested ARCs for them, I can get really overwhelmed, and sometimes I can get what I previously named as procrastination type 4, which is when you're so excited for something that you don't do it because the excitement, like, I don't know, it seems counterintuitive, but you're like, I'm so excited for this book. And maybe it's that you think it might disappoint you, or maybe it's that you think like you have to like find the perfect time to do it. Like, I don't know, but sometimes that happens, and I'm gonna try not to do that. And so I think one thing that can help me this year, because I'm trying to get through a book a week, it's an Epic Reads challenge. Actually, I'm doing the Epic Reads challenge. Yay! If you're doing the Epic Reads challenge, let me know. But I think one thing that can help me is planning my TBR in advance so that I don't like end up with like, oh my gosh, I have 10 options. What am I gonna read? Nothing. Instead I'm like, okay, I have this book, I'm gonna focus on this book, and I don't have to worry about reading all the books in the world. I just have to focus on this book, and it's not as overwhelming. um so that's one thing I plan to do. Another thing I want to do is really take advantage of weekends, okay, for both reading and writing. Take advantage of those weekends, because when I'm in boot camp, I may not be reading during the day unless I'm listening to audiobooks on my commute, because it's looking like I may end up with a pretty long commute. So even if it's listening to audiobooks, so if it's listening to audiobooks, then yeah, that would help me. But other than that, gotta take advantage of those weekends and use the weekends to read and just try to. This is like, it's sort of funny because being kind to myself is also very applicable with reading. Like, if I don't feel like reading a book, I guess I don't have to. But yeah, I'm gonna try to really be intentional about finding the time to read, and especially on the weekends. So I'm excited for that. I'm not playing Bookopoly this year. Like, I played Bookopoly. I played Bookopoly last year, and then I completely forgot about it by like mid-February. So I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can call that playing Bookopoly. But the other thing is, last year when I played Bookopoly, I was mainly focused on arcs. Oh yeah, I probably did it up until April or something. I was mainly focused on arcs that I was reading. This year, another don't have a heart attack moment. I am banning myself from arcs from January 1st to March 31st. No arc requests. Now, I am reading one right now because I requested it a while ago and I've had it for a little while. So I'm reading one, but no, I can't remember what the author's name. That's why I'm not telling you the book, but it's called White Stag. So I will probably review that soon. But I'm saying no arc requests because I did this so much last year. I requested arcs and then I got them, and then I had some combination of procrastination type 4 and this overwhelmed feeling of, oh no, I have to read this book, and now because I have to read it, I don't want to read it. So no, I'm taking a break from arc requests, and then once I come back, I can request arcs, but I have to try to be somewhat realistic with myself. Simone, you know, you can't you can't read everything at the same time. You just gotta slow it down a little bit. Even though I'm trying to read 52 books this year, so I'm not gonna slow it down in terms of reading, but just, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of calm down and not request 8 arcs at the same time would be a goal. I don't know if the blackout is happening this year. I haven't checked. I forgot to check. The blackout 2018 was something where um, some readers were choosing to only read books by Black authors. Well, mainly African American authors in the year 2018. I think that's so cool, but I haven't looked that up. So I did that in last year in February. I did it in August, and I did it in November, and I kind of did it in May, but I split May between Black authors and Asian authors because it was like Asian and South Pacific Heritage Month. So anyway, I did that in 4 months of the year. I didn't really finish a lot of books in those months, so okay. But this year I do plan to read only books by Black authors in February, which is Black History Month, and I don't know what I'm gonna do the other months. So I'm not gonna right now. I'm not gonna commit to May, August, and November. I'm just gonna do February and see what happens. Um, so yeah, I think I've basically told you all of my writing goals and reading goals. Not saying that I won't set more writing goals, more like concrete writing goals a little bit later, but I really, well, oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. I'm sorry. I do have a concrete writing goal. That is to finish this round of revisions on 17 Letters, my novel, my current novel, to finish this round of revisions by January 21st. So it's challenging because I'm having some moments of like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, which is just, that's just how writing goes sometimes. But I'm optimistic. I feel like things are going to turn around and be better, and I'm going to turn a corner, and things are just, it's going to be great. Okay. So I'm excited to turn that corner with this revision. As long as I like don't stop, like when you're going through it, don't stop, So I think as long as I don't stop, I will get to a point where it's working well. Okay. So thank you for watching. And yeah, I think I will talk about writing goals a little bit more later in the year. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm super excited for this year. So much awesome stuff is gonna happen, and I'm just excited. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you sometime in the next 7 days. Let's say Wednesday or Monday. We'll see. Bye.